Hi friends, today we are going to learn about the constants in Java. Uh, I am explaining this topic with respect to the Selenium. Okay, I'm not going deep into Java. Okay, so what are constants? Okay, so this is the definition. A constant is a variable whose value cannot be changed during the execution of the program. In Java programming, to make anything as constant or to make the variable or the method or the class as constant, we have to use the keyword final. We have to use the keyword final. Okay, so here the constant finally is used in three places: in the variable level, and at method level, and at class level. Okay, how you are going to do it, we will see. First, you are going for final at a variable level. Before the variable, we can apply final keyword in two ways. While this final, if I at the variable, at the variable, for the variable, if you want to make the variable as a constant, we have to use the keyword final before that variable, and that can be done in two ways. During the initialization level and to the declaration level. Okay, there are two ways for that. We'll see both the ways. First one. Okay, final at variable initialization level. This is what is the syntax: final, data type, variable, and these are the values for the variables, variable and the values. This is how the syntax will be. Okay, if we keep the initializer variable make as final, then the single modification and assignment will not be permitted. This means that if you are using the final keyword at the uh, initial variable initialization level, then after initializing it, modification of the variable cannot be done. That is what is constant really means. Okay, once it is been initialized, we can't modify it. Okay, okay, we'll see all those things. Okay, uh, first thing, this we will be seeing in terms of program. uh, okay, this is the Eclipse, that Eclipse idea I am using it. Okay, first we'll create a project, new project, Java project. Next, I already told you how to create a project, that's why I'm not going means I am not explaining everything to you. uh, okay, project name, project underscore constants. Okay, okay, I don't want to change the view. I am using Java EE view, that is enterprise edition view. No. Okay, here the project has been created. There is Java library files, and this is the source folder where exactly I will write my scripts. So for after that, I will create a package or a module. Right click on src folder, new package. I will give some name, module 1. Finish. In this module, I will be creating the class. Okay, right click on the module, new class. Class, I will be giving constants. Class name, first character should be capital. For means every word first character should be capital. Okay, I want the main function, so I am clicking here. Finish. Okay, this is what is a class. So I have created a class, and in that class there is a main function. Now I will be um, creating variable, or I will be declaring as well as initializing a variable, a global variable. Let it be some a. It is an int. Variable is int, and let it be a static variable, and here we will be keeping it as final. Otherwise, first I will not keep this as final, and I will be initializing this variable, and okay, I'm storing 10 in a. Okay, in main function, in main method, I am going to print that a. Okay, because this is static, I am not creating any object for this. Okay, I'm running it, and will be printed. Okay, now in this function I am modifying it. A is equal to some 20. Okay, then 20 will be printed. Okay, now if I want to make this variable a as constant, then I have to use the keyword final. So I will be using final. Okay, now see here it is showing the error message. What is that error message? The final field constant.a cannot be assigned. Okay, once it is initialized, we can't again change the value. Okay, that's what it is saying. Okay, this is how, if you are making a variable as final, then we can't change the value after initialization. Here we have initialized it, and if you want to change it, we can't change it. Okay, so this is how final works, or this is how we will make the variable as constant while initialization. Okay, here we are declaring it and we are initializing the value. While initialization only, what we are doing is we are making the variable a as constant by using the keyword final. So once it is made as final, we can't modify it, means we can't change it. A is equal to a plus 1. Is it possible? Not possible. See, it is showing the error message, same error message it is showing. We can't change the value, or we can't again write the value. Okay, so this is how it is at initialization level. Okay, now we will go for the second thing over here. Here, this is what it is, the example for this. Here we have seen that I have taken one integer and I have shown you this one. Okay, this is how the final at the initialization works. Next thing, note. What is the note? If you are using final keyword for a global variable declaration, variable declared outside the function, okay, without the class, okay, that is what is the global variable means. It has to be declared within the class but outside the method. Okay, then the variable should be initialized. Okay, this means that if the program, I have shown you that the program, this is a global variable because this variable I am using within the class but outside the method. Okay, this is a global variable. Okay, if you are using any global variable, that variable, and if you are making that as a final, then that variable has to be initialized. Suppose that I am taking this here, and if I want to initialize in the method, it is not possible. See, if it is a final, if this variable is a final, that has to be initialized. If it is not final, then well and good, we can no need to initialize it. We can initialize it in the method. Okay, but here if you are making it as final, this global variable has to be initialized. Okay, I will be initializing. Okay, now the error has gone. Okay, that is what is the note says. What the note says, sorry, what is the note says, if you are using a final keyword in a global variable, okay, then the variable should be initialized. Okay, next thing, final at variable declaration level. Okay, while declaring the variable, that is not within the method. If you can use the final keyword for the local variables or the variables within the method, how you are going to use it. Okay, I am taking this out. Okay, here main is a method. Okay, I am declaring a variable inside the method. Okay, how you are going to declare some a, that is an integer which can hold. I am writing from right to left. Okay, because it is the initial stage, so I wanted to show you. If you are at the initial stage, make a habit of writing from right to left while initializing, so that you can know what you are doing is. It is a variable name, and this is a data type, and here if I want okay, now this is a and this is what is the declaration of the variable. Okay, and after declaring it, I wanted to initialize the variable, that is a is equal to some 50. Then after that, I wanted to print that value. System.out.println, I wanted to print a. Okay, so this is what is the declaration, this is what is the initialization, and here we are printing it. I will run it, or from here run. 50 is being printed. Okay, well and good. So if I wanted to make the if I am making, I wanted to make this a or the variable or the local variable as final or constant, so I have to use the keyword final here. Okay, here if you are using final for the at the declaration level, this is the declaration level. Previously I have used at the initialization level. Okay, while using the global variable, by using the global variable, here I am using at declaration level. If I am using a variable at declaration level, after that I can initialize the variable once. After that I can initialize. See here, there is no error is being shown. This means that I can initialize the variable once. Okay, but after that I can't change it. Suppose I wanted to change the variable here, some a is equal to some 60. Is it allowing? No, it is not allowing. What is saying? The same error. Okay, the final local variable a may already have been assigned. So once the value has been assigned to a, again we can't change the value. Okay, so suppose this is not possible. If a is equal to some a plus 10, is it possible? Increment, it is also not possible. See here, it is showing the same error. Okay, this means that once the local variable is being assigned a value, then we can't again change the value. Okay, this is the using final at declaration level. Once if you are using the final keyword at the declaration level, we can change or we can assign a value once. Here we are assigning, but we can't change the value. We can't change the value. Suppose a is equal to 20. Cannot be done. Okay, this is what is final at declaration level. Previously, we have seen final at initialization level. Okay. Now, the next thing. Okay, see, these are the things. This is not possible. Okay, they are the things you can try it out. Okay, the main thing here, see, once the declared variable is made as final, then first time assignment is permitted, and second and subsequent assignments are not permitted, and even a single modification is also not permitted. Okay, so this means that once if you are using uh, the final keyword at the declaration level, you can assign the value once, but after that we can't modify that value. Okay, so this is what is final at a variable declaration level. Okay, next thing, final at method level. Okay, here programmatically to do operations, we write a block of statements in a method. Okay, that's what we know. Method contains some logic. Logic means statements. Okay, in real time projects, okay, in real time projects, if we develop any method for performing common operations, then such type of methods must be made as constant by using a final keyword. Final method cannot be overridden. Okay. Uh, Now we'll see this. This means that we can use this final at the method level. Method level. Suppose this is the main method. I am writing another method over here, or method or function. Fun. This is one function. Function contains some logic. Okay, and it can, apart from logic, it is having the ability to return one value. But here I don't want to return any value, so I am writing void. Okay. Okay, this is a non-static function. Okay, and I will be using public. I wanted to use this method in my entire project, so I'm writing public. Okay, now here what the final if I wanted to make this function or this method as final, I have to use the keyword final. Okay, final means this method cannot be overridden. What is an overriding? What is overriding? Overriding is if there are two classes with child parent relationship. Okay, what is overriding? If you are using two classes uh, and there is a relationship, a child parent relationship, and if this child class contains the same method of the parent class, okay, then the parent class method will be executed first. How it will be, we will be seeing that. Suppose that this is one class, that is the constants. Okay, this class contains two methods, that is the main method and the fun method. Suppose that we are not making this method as final, and let it create another class in the same module. New class. Okay, uh, let it be constants 1. This also contains another main method. Okay, this is one class and this is another class. And if there is a relationship, means if I am making a relationship in this sense, inheritance. If I wanted to inherit the methods of this class to this class, I have to use the keyword extends constants. Okay, here this is the child class and this is the parent class. Okay, so this parent class contains two methods, main method and fun method, and suppose that the child class also contains the fun method. Let it create one fun method over here. Mm, public void fun. Okay, and I will write one statement over here. I'll print something, some string. Okay, and here this fun method is having some other statement. Krishna over here. Okay, so here in the saving it. Okay, this is the parent class and this is the child class. Okay, in the parent class, we are having two methods, um, fun and main, and in the child class also we are having two methods, main and this is the fun. Here this fun is an overridden function. Okay, so this is what is overriding means. Okay, if there is if there are two classes and there is a relationship between two classes, this is the parent-child relationship, uh, and both the uh, both the classes contain the same method with different logic. Then, if you are calling any function, then the parent or the what you call it, the child function will be executed first. Suppose if I am saying that in main function, if I am saying fun, I'm calling this fun over here, but this is a non-static function, so I have to create an object for this. Mm, so sorry here. If I am using this in child function, not parent function, this is the child function. So in the child function, if I am using, I wanted to call this fun function. Okay, through an object. Constants 1 obj is equal to new constants 1. Okay, here obj dot function. Okay, if I am calling this function, first it will check in the child. What is this child class? If it is not there, then it will be going for the parent class. Here it is present, so Krishna will be printed over here. I will run this one. I'm running it. Krishna is printed. This is what is overriding. Overriding means that if there are two classes and the two classes is having some child parent relationship, means inheritance concept is there, and if the methods, if both the classes are having the same method, means same method in the sense, same method, when you call the method same methods, means the method name should be same and the number of parameters and the type of parameters should also be same. Here there are no parameters over here. Here in this class also there are no parameters, means this one and this one are the same functions, means same with different logic, but they are having different logic. Okay, this is what is overriding. Okay, now the main concept is not this one. If suppose if I wanted to make a method uh, as constant, or if I wanted to use final in a method level, suppose I wanted to uh, make this function as a constant, so I have to use the keyword final over here, this means that if I am using final in method level, that method cannot be overridden. Means we can't use this method in the another class which is having the child parent relationship. See here it is showing the error message for this class because here overriding is being done. I have used the same method name which is not possible because this method has been made as final or constant. So that's what the final at method level says, that if the method is made as final or a constant, that method cannot be overridden, cannot be used by the uh, other child classes. Okay, so that's what the concept is. Okay, this is what is the final at method level or function level. Okay, suppose I am taking this out. Here the error has been gone. So, okay, this is what it is. Now the third one, this is what the final at method level says. Programmatically to do the operations, okay, we write a block of statements in the methods. In the real-time projects, if you are developing any method for performing common operations, then such type of methods must be made as constants by using the final keyword. Okay, final methods cannot be overridden. Um, that's what it says. Means that these methods are being written by the uh, PMs. Okay, and there will be stored in the common repository, and these methods can be used used by the programmers, but we can't modify it, but we can't change the logic or we can't override it. Okay, you can use it. How can you use the methods in a class? By using the inheritance, by inheriting their properties, by inheriting their methods. Okay, by making the child parent relationship using the extends keyword. Okay, so this is how is final at method level. Sorry. Okay, if you are making final, then it can't be overridden. Okay, next thing is final at class level. If you don't want to give the properties or the actions of the base class into the derived class, then we must make the base class definition as final. Final base class never participates in the inheritance process. This means that if you are making a class as final, we can't do inheritance. Means that we can't get the properties or the methods of that class. Suppose that these are two classes over here, and I wanted to make this class as final. Okay, final. If I'm making the constants class as final, then this class cannot participate in inheritance. See here it is showing the error message. If I am trying to inherit those properties by using the keyword extends, it is showing the error message. What is that error message? The type constants one cannot subclass the final class constants. Okay, this means that this constant is a final class, means it can the class has made as final. This means that we can't inherit the properties. We can't uh, um, reuse the variables and the methods. Okay, that's what it says. Okay, so we have learned the final at variable level, at method level, and at class level. At variable level, we can make the variables as a final or the constant at the declaration level as well as at the initialization level. Okay, but if you are using a global variable, I wanted to make it as a final, then it has to be initialized. And the next thing at the final at um, what you call the method level, if you are making the method as final, then that method cannot be overridden. Okay, and if you are making the class as final or class as constant, then that class cannot be inherited. Okay, that's what is the conclusion for this. Okay, final at variable level cannot be modified. Okay, once means once you have initialized it, it cannot be modified. Okay, if you are using the final keyword at the declaration level, you can assign the value once, but you can't modify it. Okay, final method cannot be overridden. Final class cannot be reused or inherited. Okay, that's what it is. This is all about the constants. Okay, thank you.